Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I realized I am missing a what's in my bag for this year, and I do one at the beginning of the year every single year. So let's dive into what's in my bag right now. The current bag that I've been using a lot is this vintage Mini Kelly 20. I'm just kidding guys, this is not actually my bag. I currently have this on loan from my grandfather's things. She loaned this to me along with another Chanel Diana, so I'm gonna share both of them in a video coming up, and they're beautiful, immaculate, vintage story. This is not actually my bag right now. How I wish it was. These bags retail in like the 20,000-30,000 plus, which I am not personally comfortable with spending just quite yet, but I am just very humbled to be able to lay my hands on this bag and to experience it and to touch it and to actually fall in love with it, and hopefully I can somehow magic this into my closet one day and part of my handbag collection. But in the meantime, let's talk about my actual current bag and what's inside of it. So as you guys know, I am a mom, and because of that I have slowly become a tote bag user, and recently my bag of choice has been my Goyard St. Louis in the GM size. I haven't been a tote user in a really freaking long time, probably since at least 6 to 7 years ago when I was working in an office and I would lug my stuff back and forth, and that is what I developed my lack of love for the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I stopped using it, and then I eventually migrated over to mini crossbodies just because I wasn't carrying a lot that often and I needed something smaller. But now that I'm a mom and I literally have stuff 24/7 of Harrison's to carry, this tote is a lifesaver. And you guys have already seen my review of this bag, my comparison with the Neverfull. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure to watch it and find out why I like this one so much more than the Neverfull. And it's just honestly become such a workhorse of a bag, so that's why it's my current favorite one that I've been using the most, and what this what's in my bag video is going to consist of today. So even if I do have a crossbody bag, especially if I'm in the car with Peter, I find that I'm also bringing this bag with me anyways to use as like a throw around tote, so I can just like pull things in and out of, throw like a water bottle, snacks. I am that mom. And just like stuff. Sometimes I even throw like an extra sweater, especially in the wintertime if I know I'm gonna get cold during the day and I want to have something with me that I can just throw on. It all goes into this bag. This bag is like a Mary Poppins bag. It can fit everything and literally more. So let's dive into what I currently have in it right now. So this is the Goyard St. Louis in the GM size. I got the black print with the brown leather straps. You can also get the exact same bag in the black straps. I just wanted a contrast because I wanted something a little bit more warm, which is why I went with the brown one. I don't actually use the little pouch that's attached here for anything, to be honest. I don't know. I find that because it's so flat, there's nothing that I have or need that would truly fit into this on a day-to-day. So this pouch kind of sits here unused for the time being. It's kind of a waste and a little bit of a loss. I wish I could detach it from the strap, but alas you can't. So it just kind of sits in the little corner here. I might eventually find a purpose for it one day, but at the moment it's empty. The inside of the bag actually has a bag organizer, and if you guys have seen, I kind of shared with you which bag organizer I use. This is one from Samorga. It literally holds everything in here. Other than that, the bag itself is completely empty. So this bag doesn't have a lot of structure. Goyard originally designed this as a beach tote, which is why it's very, very flimsy and it's quite soft, which is why I use a bag organizer to not only give that bag some structure, but to have some organization, as the name says, with the various compartments, and to also protect the bag too, because I don't ever really like to damage my bags, even though I do use them. I just don't like getting them damaged. So truly, what's in this bag? A big bag organizer and all the stuff that's inside of it. My problem with totes is I just collect stuff, like a lot of stuff in here, and I hardly ever find the time to clean it out, and that's partially my fault. That's essentially the problem with totes, which is why I originally stopped using them and moved over to crossbodies. I think I might go back to crossbodies eventually as Harrison gets older, and then I won't need to carry as much stuff for him, but in the meantime, this is it. So there's a lot in here at the moment. Usually I would have my phone, but I currently have my phone plugged into here charging, and it's also acting as my screen so I can see as I'm filming. I always use it for that, but usually my phone is in my purse. I usually also have my keys in here, but they're actually outside on the kitchen island right now, and I didn't want to go grab it because if I was to walk there, it would make the floorboards creak and Harrison is sleeping and I don't want to wake him up. So let's just pretend I usually have keys inside my bag. They're not going to be here right now. Now what's in the rest of this bag? On the exterior pockets, nothing. I don't usually put anything in here just because I find that this leans up against the side of the bag and then I can't really see what's in here, so I usually leave these pretty empty. The pockets on this side though, I usually put that little mini pouch that's in the Goyard bag, just slide it into here so it's not floating around inside the bag and getting in the way whenever I want to put my hands in. I actually have some stuff on the side here. Face masks. I guess I left it as an emergency in case I ever needed it. Now this bag has a detachable water bottle contraption. I don't always have a water bottle on me, but I like to keep this attached to the bag organizer so that if I'm out and about and I do, and say I grab a drink, I can actually just throw it into my bag and keep it secure without worrying about it spilling in my bag and getting everything dirty. On the small compartment here, I have 2 pads because I have a uterus, I get my period, and it sucks if you're out and about and you get your period. I don't want to have to buy an entire package of them because it just sucks and you still have a lot at home. Done it a few times and it's not great, and then you have to carry the entire bag. I always keep a couple of pads with me and I just slip them into the side here. Also, it's good to have an extra set of pads in case you run into anybody in a bathroom that requires one and they're out of theirs. You don't want to be that person to get your period and be stuck without one. I know how that feels, so I like to sympathize and keep one for everybody else. On the other side here is literally nothing. That's usually where I tuck my phone just so that it's upright, and if I ever need to grab it quickly, I know exactly where it is and I can pull it out. So that was 2 compartments there, and there are 3 compartments on this side. On one side, I keep my hand cream. I currently have an Atelier Cologne one. This is Clementine, California. And then in the middle one, nothing. And then on the side here, also nothing. I usually keep my Presto card in one of these too, so I can have it at easy access in case I need it to tap on and off when I get on the GO train, but it's also currently sitting with my keys in the kitchen, so can't show that to you because we do not want the floorboards to creak. I like to keep my little portable tripod. I know that's not little, but this is small compared to my big travel tripod. This one is actually used for my phone, and I bring it with me everywhere I go because you never know when inspiration might strike and you have to create content, and it sucks when you have nowhere to put your phone up against. So I just bring this with me. It's small, collapses down, and it can actually expand really high, so it's great. I just throw this in my tote bag. I don't usually carry this if I'm using a smaller bag, but because we're currently using a tote, it's in there. I will link it along with everything else in the description bar down below. If you want to purchase any of these items, you'll know where to find them. The infamous Alex Earl light, I have the newer one. I actually really like this at nighttime. It works surprisingly really well. It is super freaking strong. I have yet had to really recharge it. It's really bright and it can get quite obnoxious if you're using this in a public setting. I try to reserve only using this for like media and creator events, but this is always with me too whenever I have my tote because you never know when you'll need a light. Next up, oh, I do have my Presto card actually. Let me put this actually back into the slot before I forget it. But also before I forget, it is a Presto card. This is what I use to tap on and off when I'm traveling from Hamilton to Toronto. I take the GO train, and when I'm around downtown Toronto taking TTC. I have a little mirror here. It's a compact mirror. It's actually a PR product. It's from Bioderma, but I actually just like how thin it is, and it's slim and rectangular. I hate compacts that are circular because I don't know. I just find that it doesn't stack well. I really like this one, so I've kept this around with me for the past like 4 to 5 years or so. I don't know where to source this from, but thank you Bioderma for it. It has come in very handy. This is the Merit Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Marrakesh. It's super hydrating, but it gives a little bit of color, so if I'm out and about and I just want to refresh my lips, I always have this on so I can just throw it on without having to think too much about it. Hair elastics, cause duh, I have long hair. I don't always leave the house with my hair tied up, but on days like today when it's really hot outside, I like to make sure I always have some sort of hair elastic lying around so I can throw my hair up really quickly if I need to and get it off my shoulders so I'm not sweating like crazy. I almost exclusively use silk scrunchies. These are always sitting inside of my bag, whether it's one of the thin skinny ones or like a really thick chunky one. These ones are kind of my favorite. They're from Silk Labs. It's a local Toronto small business. They're great. I love them. They leave my hair feeling healthy and strong and they never snag. Another hand cream because why not? This is my Chanel thelustlistt hand cream. I'm almost out of this and very sad because this is not a cheap hand cream, but it actually is one of my favorite ones out of a myriad of hand creams that I've tried. If you're looking for a sign to try this, this is it. Get this hand cream. It is so good. It smells heavenly, absorbs fairly quickly. It does not leave any sort of like weird residue. I'm gonna actually apply some right now because my hands are feeling dry, but this is like my favorite one and I'm almost running out of it, so I'm distraught and I just try not to use it too much because I want to make it last as long as I can without having to spend like another $85. Oh, this is so good. My hands are feeling so dry before this. They're already feeling better. Kleenex. As a mom, you literally never know when you're gonna need a Kleenex to wipe your kids' boogers, sticky hands, sticky mouth from a snack. You don't know. So I always carry a little bit of Kleenex with me and I always just end up having takeaway napkins because, I mean, why not? We get them whenever we order out or I go to McDonald's or something or I go to a restaurant, I just grab a couple and just like throw it into there. I also, for some reason, have a little baggie of more hair elastics. Oh, I think I know why I had this. So we were traveling back to Ottawa and I was just packing a bunch of stuff into my bag, and I don't like my hair elastics to float around by themselves because they get lost and they're tiny. So I grabbed a couple of random ones because I wasn't sure what I would need to use them for. So I have the silk ones and then also the regular hair elastics, the skinny black ones you guys see everywhere, and some hairpins. So I'm gonna throw my other hair elastics into this to make sure I don't lose any of these, because that would literally be the death of me if I can't tie up my hair and have hair elastics with me. Next up is a pair of sunglasses. These are my all-time favorite ones from Ray-Ban. I don't even know what this style is called. It has like that little octagonal frame to it. It has a gold trim and kind of like a yellow-green reflect. I love these. They fit my face shape so well. I got them from Nordstrom Rack for like less than $100 when they were on sale. RIP Nordstrom Rack and Nordstrom in Canada. Okay, next up, my wallet. I don't know why I didn't pull this out first. This is an OG, my Chanel little card case. I got this like, oh my god, I can't even remember, like probably 8 years ago now. This is a lambskin one and it has surprisingly held up really well. It fits exactly what I need, and I'm not the type of person that carries like 10 cards on them. It's just like my personal, my business, some health cards and some other things in there, and that's about it. Great investment, has lasted a really long time, and it has, looking at it, 0 scratches to it, so very impressed. And then of course a snack, because I'm the type of person that gets food anxiety if I'm out and I get hungry and I don't have food around me and I need to spend money. I don't like that. I like to have a snack with me so that if I'm not hungry but I'm feeling peckish, I can numb on something for a little bit to satisfy me before it's time for a proper meal. So I always carry a bag of these Made Good cookies, and then my Airpod Pros. I prefer the Pros over the regular AirPods just because these sit into my ears a little bit better. I like that sound and noise cancellation kind of suction cup they give you, so these are my favorites. Okay, receipts galore, because of course I have a bottomless pit of a bag and there's always receipts in here. Nothing too special that I will go through with you guys, but I just want to let you know I have receipts in my bag like a normal person. I am not a perfect bag person. And then the very last thing that I have is actually this little sachet with pantyhose in it from when I tried on shoes at Hermes. I don't know why, but I just keep these in here with me now because I know that every time I go try on shoes, sometimes I'm not wearing socks when I'm out, and it's good to just have these so I can throw them on and keep the shoes sanitary. So I just ended up keeping this in my bag anyways. So the bag essentially at this point is empty. I left some things in it. There's this clip that goes onto my Alex Earl light for the back of my phone, but I never use it. That is it for my bag. That is literally everything that I carry in my bag. Surprisingly, nothing of Harrison's is in here at the moment. I cleaned it out early last week and I put everything that was his back into his bag, but sometimes you'll see things like a spare diaper or a bag of wipes in here, or his little water bottles. 'Tis the life of a mom with a giant tote bag. So that is essentially it for what is currently in my bag, the Goyard St. Louis GM. There's not that much, but that's because everything that I showed you is what I keep in here from a day-to-day basis. I just leave the rest of the space for potential things I'll have to throw in, like a sweater, my makeup bag, stuff for Harrison. But other than that, I actually don't carry that much, and this is why I was able to usually carry all this stuff in like a smaller crossbody bag. But at the moment, I'm just stuck using a tote until I don't have to carry as much stuff around anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed that little update as to what is in my bag at the moment for 2023. I'm curious to see what you guys also carry in your bag, and if you like videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. If you've watched all of my previous year videos too and compared what I kept in my bag then versus now, it'd be really interesting to see what has kind of evolved and what has stuck around through over the course of time. I feel like you're probably definitely gonna see my card case holder because I always have that and I haven't switched this out in like almost 8 years or so. But it would also be cool to see what else I carry in my bag now that I didn't carry before, or what has stood the test of time and lasted. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more types of videos like these. I know I did a what's in Harrison's diaper bag, so I guess we're doing 2 a year now, or at least a little bit more frequently with him, because his is gonna change a little bit more as he gets a little bit older and I need to carry less things with him. But yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing day and you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and if you guys want to see more content from me, you know where to find me on Instagram and on TikTok, where I post a little bit more than my YouTube channel, but just as much fun and love. And I really appreciate you guys following me on all the platforms. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.